What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, everybody? So we are back again for another episode review of The Shy. This is season 3, episode 3. Listen, what the fuck is called? Girl, we'll get to it. Anyway, we just gonna get into the episode. First of all, I just want to say, yes, the season is a little bit different than what it's been going, um, from the first couple of seasons. Of course, they had to change some things around because this is what I'm assuming, that they had to change some things around because of the unfortunate situation that happened with Brandon Mitchell's character, with Jason Mitchell's character, Brandon, and Jerica, the girl that played his girlfriend, who also was Kerry Washington younger self, and little fires everywhere. I am so mad that is just a limited series because of the way that ended on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, watch it, okay? But anyway, those two characters are off the show, so they had to take it into a different direction. But we also have to remember that this is just episode 3. We can't give you, they're not going to give us everything that we want to see right away off the bat. This is how you storytell. This is how you build up to the climax. You don't want to reach your peak so quick. You know what I'm saying? So we have to hang in there and we have to listen to other stories. You know what I'm saying? Because I too want to get into the storyline about Duda. I need to see my baby daddy. Okay, Duda, that is a nigga. Like, he is a sophisticated thug nigga. I like him. You know what I'm saying? He wrong as shit. But he can get a pass from me. Let me stop playing. But listen, we just gotta hang in there. And so far, I'm liking the season because it is a little bit different. And also because it is talking about a lot of stuff that has been happening in our black community and out here in Chicago. Okay. So, just hang in there if you feeling some type of way about it. But I promise you, I'm pretty sure it's going to get better. It's going to get back on track to the way that you're liking it. But I'm liking it. I don't have no complaints. Anyway, so let's just get into the show. And that ain't me trying to kiss ass or nothing like that. I actually genuinely like the show. You know what I'm saying? So whichever way they gonna roll with it, bitch, I'ma roll too. But y'all know I call shit out when I call shit out. So y'all called me out last week too because I forgot to put up in there about Lala. Lala done brought her ass on there. Her name Dominique, aka Dime. Okay, I said Dime. All right. Emmitt did met her at her little speakeasy cooking joint. And when I say speakeasy, that shit underground. It's in a big ass building. Now, if you come out here to Chicago, because, Chicago was part of the Prohibition eras and stuff like that. Chicago had these, well, the whole country was, but we had a lot of gangs and, the mafia and shit going through our history or whatever back in the day, especially during the Prohibition era. And we had these big apartment buildings, and they are, so sturdy and whatever, and the apartments are huge. So when you saw the inside of that apartment, that's what, they used to use and work out of back in the day or whatever. And those are some of the better apartment buildings because they're older, they're bigger, they're brick and all this stuff. The infrastructure is everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a little history for you. You know what I'm saying? So when we seen Lala up in there with all the people, you probably was thinking like, how all them people get up in there? Because them, like I said, them apartment buildings and the apartments are big as shit. And she up in there got her own little cooking joint, going through whatever. I said, all right, girl. Emmy was like, I heard that you was the person to come to whatever. You cook my mama some meal. She said, bitch, I heard about you too. If this is who you really are, show me your dick. I said, hold up, ma'am. We're not about to do this. And she said, guess the fuck we are. I said, okay. And he did. I said, Emmy, you just can't wait to show anybody your dick. That's why you up in the situation that you are in at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Emmy gives her this proposition to come and cook for him. Going to business with him. And I will agree on this aspect of the show. I don't understand why Emmitt is trying to be a cook and trying to carry on Brandon's legacy or whatever it is in this catering business. I understand that he is trying to be on the up and up and do some legal stuff for the most part. But my thing is, you are a hustler. Okay, you started this show off, this series off with him, hustling shoes and stuff like that. And you got into this business so that you can have some legit money. Some legit money because you was about to get put on child support. And I understand trying to keep it that way or whatever, but stay at Sonny's and become the manager at Sonny's like you was on a roll to do. You know, which he still is at Sonny because they was using, Sonny after hours as their little spot to make some more money. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna fuck around. You supposed to be on the up and up, and you gonna fuck around and get yourself caught. Okay? And once again, I'm sorry about the lighting up in here. It's two different types of lights up in here, and it's just not natural light bulb that's fucked up. This girl, y'all be like, this is some janky shit. Girl, don't worry about it. You can hear me. But let me see something. There we go. Anyway, and my camera. Listen, the computer is coming. Okay, it's coming. But anyway, that's the main reason why I had to get a new one because bitch, I feel like this one is on its last leg. I had it for years. But anyway, yeah. So y'all using Sunny's place as the after hour stuff or whatever because Dom, she can really cook her ass off or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, but you trying to do something legit and you want to carry on the legacy or whatever. Brandon was all about legitness and everything, but yet you gonna get yourself fucked up and caught. Okay, you at Sonny's place after hours. I mean, all it takes is for one person that knows Sonny to come around and see that his place is open a little bit later than it is or supposed to be, and see what's going on, that you taking money that ain't going into him. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, Emmitt, I get it, but this ain't for you, okay? And then don't fuck around, them two flirting and all that stuff or whatever. She popping up during the day at Sunny Spot, trying to taste the chicken, telling him, listen, the one thing that nobody wants, no artist, no chef, no nothing. Don't come in and try to tweak my shit, okay? I got it this way, and that is the way that I want it to be, all right? I don't come to your place and tell you what you need to add. No. She came up in there and said, listen, have you ever tried butter putting your chicken in buttermilk? That'll make it sound a little bit more crispier and juicier. He said, bitch, I've been doing this shit longer than you've been alive, so don't come up in here trying to tell me to do whatever I'm doing. I said, child, let it go, Dime. Let it go. Do what y'all gotta do at night and let that shit go. At the end of the day, they had a little spot going through at night, and it was so many people. It was packed. It was packed, okay? She the only person working back there in the kitchen, and he on the register because he don't know how to cook, okay? And I'm just like, this is not gonna work. And everything was backed up and everything. I said, no, this ain't gonna work. And I guaranteed you this. Emmitt is gonna mess up the situation that he has with Tiffany. I truly don't feel like he really love that girl. I think he just with her for convenience at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because so that she won't put him on child support like they was trying to. And that's just what I feel like. Because he gonna fuck around and he gonna fuck around with Dom. And when that shit happen, listen, I'm gonna be so out of here. I'm gonna be like, listen, bitch. Y'all gotta stop playing with me. And speaking of Tiffany and Emmitt, they trying to get up in there and convince Jada to let them stay. They trying to get their story together. I don't know what happened to the place that they was staying at, but I guess they got kicked out, and they go up there trying to lie about they got this house or whatever, they got the savings still, they got this place that they want to get, 2 bedrooms, hardwood floors, high ceilings or whatever. They can't get it together as to where it's supposed to be at. One say Woodline, Emmitt say Hyde Park. I said, first of all, Emmitt, you can't afford Hyde Park. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Okay, doing the little shit that you're doing, no, you can't afford Hyde Park. Okay, you probably can't even afford Woodline either, but stop that. Okay. And so, at this point, they tried to use the baby, and Jada was like, listen, I get what y'all trying to do. All you had to do was come up in here and tell me the real. You ain't had to butter me up. You ain't had to lie and all that stuff. And with everything that's been going on with Keisha and all the stuff that's been going on in the neighborhood, she don't want to live alone. So I give y'all a couple of months, okay? Next thing you know, they up in there arguing about the whole thing with who gonna take the baby to daycare and all this stuff. And Jada was like, this is the one time I'm gonna do it, okay? But y'all need to get that shit together, all right? That's what y'all need to do. And then Tiffany trying to blame the way that Emmitt act on Jada. Truth be told, I get where Tiffany coming from, but Emmitt is his own person. Okay, he probably got his qualities probably from his daddy because his daddy a fuck up. Okay, but Jada, you had been, previously by letting him stay and letting him taking up the slack for him. You did used to, baby him a little bit more than you should have. But I guess moving on from that, that was their storyline. So Ronnie little storyline. Ronnie got this girl Charlene at the plant where he be going and turning in all the little cans that he be going around getting. You know what I'm saying? She trying to get with him. Now last week she was trying to get with him. He said he got a girl. I said no, you don't. She just said that shit just to he said that stuff just to throw her off or whatever, to get her off of his scent, because like she like a dog and he or whatever. She just ready to pounce. Oof, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, come get this kitty. She turned to a cat, like, come get this kitty. Meow. That's what she liked. And he was like, listen, I'm out here. She said, girl, it don't matter. Listen, Ronnie, everybody need a little love sometime. It's my duty to the community. He said, listen, I don't want no pity pussy. She said, bitch, it's better than no pussy at all. I said, listen, girl, now either you truly see the potential in Ronnie and you knew what he was before and saw the potential in him then, but baby, what that say about Miss Charlene that she going after bums? You can't get no other man, okay? Because I don't want to judge nobody on their circumstances or whatever, but I just can never see me being with somebody that's on the streets like that, living under a bridge or whatever. And I know I shouldn't judge because you never know what could happen to you and all that stuff. But it just seems a little desperado up in this piece, you know what I'm saying? But or you can look at it as she trying to give him some little hope, something to look forward to or whatever, something to open up his eyes to and get his day started, to get his life together, whatever. Listen, hey, I still got it. Women still throwing puss at me, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to clean my act up. I don't know. Whatever your motivational factor, that's what I feel. Moving on from that, he was getting his life, okay, he trying to get his life together. He's going around doing odd jobs or whatever so he can get these cans from these different places, like probably food places or whatever, getting their recyclable cans so that he can go and take them down to the thing, get some money. And so he just basically been on his own thing, minding his business. And so far everybody just been treating him okay and ignoring him and letting him do whatever. Up until at night, he went to go, I guess drop off some cans or whatever. He wound up getting jumped by these kids, okay? And it's mostly because people know what he is and what he's done, okay? Just because this person or these people may ignore that, it's another group of people that never will ignore the fact that you are technically a child killer, okay? And so... Oh, excuse me. My sinuses are so bad today. Yeah, it's this heat is just fucking me up. But that's what's going on with him. And he wind up getting jumped, and this guy comes out of this church and he, stopped them and take him in, and come to find out the guy is the pastor of the church, who is Papa's daddy. Of all people, Papa. He was like, do you know who he is? He killed that boy. He killed Cookie. And it was like, okay, and when he's still a child of God. And I will say this. I am glad that he did not turn his back on Ronnie, the pastor. I'm glad that he didn't turn his back on Ronnie and just throw him out the street and say, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? He did the godly thing, and the Christian Samaritan thing was to help somebody, that your fellow man that was in need. And that was what was needed. He's talking to him about being a Christian. He's talking to him about God and stuff like that. And Ronnie giving his history about how he turned away from Christianity. And you could see this is where, Ronnie's about to make a change, because if you saw the preview for the season that they put up in the trailer, we saw that Ronnie does get baptized eventually. So later on, he goes down to like a nursing home. We finally see Miss Ethel. I said, oh, so now we understand why in the first episode when Ronnie went over there to Ethel's house, it was a, do not trespass, nobody was living there, okay? And we find out that Miss Ethel is like in a nursing home or whatever, and kind of find out, I don't know if it's dementia or Alzheimer, but Mama's not there. Okay, she has either one of those. She's trying to turn on a TV that's not even there with her cell phone, and trying to say that, the battery's just dead and my cell phone is over here. And Ronnie comes in trying to talk to her. She thinking that, you're not Ronnie, you're not my grandson. My grandson was a war hero. I don't know who the fuck you are. You just a bum. And I don't know if she was just saying that talking out her ass because she was Miss Ethel, but mostly it's because she either has Alzheimer or dementia or, some form of that. You know what I'm saying? And this gives Ronnie, it makes him, put him in a state like, yeah, I was a war hero. I was, and I'm still gonna be a hero today. You know what I'm saying? And so that ties into what happened at the end of the episode when Ronnie. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Moving on from that, we'll stop right there with Ronnie's situation because all this tie in together. Oh, excuse me. So, who did we have? I say, let me get into Keisha now. Okay, because that was basically the bulk of this episode. We're looking for Keisha. Okay, we literally went from looking for Latoya to looking for Keisha. And I'm sad about this because I'm worried, and I want you guys, after the stuff that we found out in this episode, do you think Keisha is, well, yeah. I mean, never mind. I'm going to scrap that because I was about to say, do you think she really ran away? Or do you think that she's really missing? And then I had to remember that when she was at that bus stop, her phone was missing. Her phone was cracked or whatever, and it looked like a struggle had ensued. So therefore, yes. And the episode starts off with Keisha and her family and her friends trying to send around flyers or whatever to see if they're putting up missing posters of her, giving the flyers to people. In this show, they took something that happened, so unfortunately, they made it clear. People don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry to say it like that. People don't give a fuck when some of these black kids, especially black people and mostly black kids, when they go missing. Okay? Even in our own community. The nonchalantness, the I don't give a care, I've never seen her. When they asked the guy, did he see her? She was sitting right here on this bench or whatever. And he said, no, I never saw her. Do you want to take the flyer? No, because I don't know her. I was like, damn, like at least pretend to take the flyer and pretend to care. When they was at the apartment building and the guy didn't want to take no flyers for his tenants, that made me mad too. And that's how it be. That's how it be. That's how come, people have to go on social media and have to get these little, things started so that people can circulate it, because it seems like people outside of the community care more than the people that's living in that community about the kids or the people that come up missing. They don't give a fuck. It's a whole, and let me tell you something. This ties into something that's been happening out here in Chicago for the past couple of years or so. A lot of black women have been coming up missing. Mm-hmm. And I think they were like around prostitutes or whatever. It don't matter. They were becoming missing, and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was some kids becoming missing too, and nobody gave a fuck. Like, when they was talking about, did you go to the cops? Did you go this? It was like, the cops don't care. The cops don't care. And that's when we get introduced again to Tracy. Remember, Tracy started off season 1 as the mother of Jason, who was with Ronnie. Had Ronnie saying that was his daddy or whatever. And that's the reason why he killed Coogee, because Coogee took Jason's necklace and stuff or whatever that he had on when he was laying there dead. You know what I'm saying? And so she came through, and we witnessed from season 1 to season 2 her struggles that she had to go through, knowing that her son was gone, and the pain that she was going through. So it motivated her to, once she got out her grieving stage, which I'm so glad that she is out of it for the most part. Truth be told, when you lose someone, especially a child or someone real close to you, you never stop grieving. She's learned to live with it, okay, and to not let it take over her life, to the point that she's opening up. She has this support group, for women, mothers who have lost children, and she comes across Nina, asking her about what's going on. And, basically was like, first of all, you run the fool's errands at this point, putting up these missing flights because don't nobody give a fuck. They really don't care. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to come down to my group. You need to let us help you out and just get some support and see what we can do. Okay, now at first, Dre really wasn't here for it, but Dre went down there with her. And this is why people get so discouraged, because people, that whole meeting and that whole scene made me so mad, particularly them two women, them two other mothers who basically felt like it. I don't know if it was a superiority complex, like, okay, my son is dead, my son is this, but you're taking away from our cause. We're talking about the people who kids have actually died in this city. We're not talking about somebody that's missing or whatever. That's taken away from what the group is about. And plus, your daughter be out here posting them little nasty pictures and all half dressed and all this stuff or whatever on her little Finsta account and all this shit. And I'm sitting here like, what does that got to do with it? That was some evil shit. And we see people true colors come out in situations like that, and that's what just happened. And I said, you have got to be out your mind, and you have got to be a miserable ass person to do that to a grieving mother, somebody that you was once in her spot. You probably didn't know that your child was missing, but at one point you knew that your child was dead and didn't know it. And that grief that you felt once you found out, at least you got some conclusion to what happened to your child. This lady is standing here, sitting here crying, worried. She don't know where her daughter at, and she has a daughter out here, a black girl. Like, they snatch him up, put him up in child prostitution, sex trafficking, and all this stuff. Okay, and you gonna tell her because she be out here posting this and posting that, basically saying that she just don't matter. Like, her life really don't matter, that we don't need to give her, that much attention, and how we know that she really missing and she just didn't go off on somebody and do this and do that. I said that was disgusting. I hated that. I really hated that. They got on my nerves. I wanted to slap the dog shit out of her. I was with Nina, who, Dre had to call out the other lady, like, bitch, you coming at my stepdaughter about what she do, and that don't even matter. But right before your son got killed, he was stealing some goddamn shoes. So what you trying to say? And that is the thing. Like, people throw out all this judgment as if they did not have a past themselves. Okay, they did not have a history themselves. You were not perfect when you were a kid. You was, especially a teenager, you was out here doing whatever the fuck it is that you was doing, and you know it too. Okay, so you to pass judgment and act like you was this perfect saint and that all the kids supposed to be perfect or whatever, that made me mad. And so Dre and Nina, we see their relationships kind of falling apart a little bit because of this. They get into a little argument about, Nina doing too much, and there was supposed to be this vigil, and they wanted the vigil to be about, Keisha, and Dre didn't want to come, and they get into it, and Nina was like, she's my kid, and all of a sudden they my kids, and she was like, I knew this day was gonna come. I knew this day was gonna come where you was gonna use that they're my kids and not yours. It happens. And then asking her was was do you think I'm a good mother? She was like, you do the best that you can. She was like, people try to judge and all that stuff. I try to give them everything that they need. I come home, I work day and night to give them what they need. And then I come home and I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? But I still make sure that they got food in the refrigerator, food on the table and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. It just goes to show what parents go through. You know what I'm saying? Throughout all of this, when something major happens, well, I should say a marriage goes through when a big life event happens. It's not always roses, and we're not always on the right track. We're not always on the same track. Sometimes we derail a little bit, and that's what it shows, and I was here for it. They eventually did have the little visual, whatever, And, they get up there speaking about the child. And, at first Kevin didn't want to come, but Kevin did show up. I'm glad that he did show up. We got Ronnie who showed up, and I'm surprised nobody said nothing was against him being there. And Ronnie wound up looking at this white man that was in the audience. And he just looked suspect as hell. Now, it was another white person there, probably Latino or whatever. Either way, it was a mixed audience. It was mostly black, but it was still some other, sprinkles here and there. But this particular white man, bald white man in a red tracksuit, he just was looking real shaky. And Ronnie caught up on that. And Ronnie tried to go after him, and he lost him. Okay? And I said, oh, please don't tell me that's he did something. Because if you ever look at some of these little CSI shows or cop shows or whatever, when somebody go missing and they have these little visuals, they always have the perp that did it be showing up at the visual trying to act like they, there to give, condolences or support to the family. That's what it seemed like. If it seems like, unless they trying to throw us off with that, you know what I'm saying? And earlier Kevin and what's his name? Kevin and Jake went to Jake's brother Trig, Luke, and tried to get his help. And the nonchalantness, I was mad at him. I said, Luke, stop acting like that. I don't do nothing for I only do stuff for family. Kevin had Jake had to let him know, listen, he is family, okay? Cause when Kevin and them was at Nook's house, Kevin wasn't scared at all. He was like, I'm trying to get my sister. And baby, let me tell you something. When they finally convinced, Luke to go ahead, I'm gonna keep calling him Luke, fuck Tree, to go ahead and try to see what's going on. He said, give me 24 hours. He was like, okay, cool. When they went down there to that house, it was a hoe house. Baby, that shit broke my heart. When they finally got them all down there because they pulled the guns out on them to make them cooperate or whatever, trying to see if Keisha was up in there. When they asked that girl, have you seen, when Imani asked that girl, have you seen this girl right here? And she was like, nah, I ain't seen her. And anybody that's here, they not here on their own accord. I said, damn. Okay. And then going into them 2 rooms and seeing them girls getting fucked the way that they was getting fucked, basically raped. Okay. I said, oh my God. And, the fact that Trig had no reaction to it. It was just business. Like, I'm just here to do something for my brother. And then Imani took that on because Imani being, and I don't even know if this is what they was thinking about, but being a trans woman and transgender period, they have it so much harder than us because of the simple fact that people don't respect them. People look at them so much different in a negative, nasty type of light. And it's unfortunate in a discriminatory light, and they can't get the jobs that they want, and so most of them be pimped out. The only thing that they can do is sex work, whether it's against their will or on their own accord. And that's why that one scene where she was sitting there and she was taking it all in, Imani was taking it all in and was like, that could have been me. That could have been me. And Luke, like, what could I do about it? Okay? Like, if we go up in there and we free them, where they gonna go? You know what I'm saying? And of course they had to have Luke come up in there singing. I said, bitch, don't do that. But yeah, that scene really hit me real hard. I was like, oh my God, I don't like seeing stuff like that. And y'all keep on asking me, speaking of some stuff, like when it comes to some, like, because I saw a stripper pole up in there. I don't know why it made me think of this, but I will be watching P-Valley on Stars, okay? I don't know if I'll be reviewing it, but I will be watching it. So y'all don't got to keep on asking me. That comes on next Sunday. But anyway, yeah, that was deep. That was deep because shit like that happened, what else happened? Look, we gonna close this out with Jada. Jada was up in the goddamn talking to a grandmother and her granddaughter, and come to find out the granddaughter knew Keisha. Not necessarily knew her, but went with the same guy that she was with. And the way that she looked and the way that she said that, it was like she knew something more about how this guy works, or that the guy tried to try her or some shit like that. I don't know, like she could have known some more, Dre did try to ask Emmitt about the Finsta account, You know, he tried to lie and say that she didn't have a Finsta account. He ain't know nothing about it. Tried to go up in there to talk to little Kevin. Kevin was up in there jerking off or whatever because this little girl up in his class, Gemma, you know, got his ass together and he fell in love with that. She was like, listen, you're gonna have to pay attention and stop fucking around up in school. It's only a little bit of us, okay? We gotta fucking represent. And then I think what really got Kevin was when she said, you a black king. I said, shit, bitch. I said, shit, bitch, go ahead. I said, go ahead. All right. But, yeah, that was that. And, you know, Emmitt did give, after Jada told him to stop fucking playing. I don't care what it is. And Dre even said that shit. I don't care what it is. If she was up there sucking dick, we still need to find her. You know what I'm saying? And so at this point, he did give the Finsta account and they saw it and she was putting a little bit of racy pictures up. But it was one particular video after the wedding where she was talking about how, you know, she wouldn't want to get married like that because, you know, having people at her wedding that's probably going to talk shit about you on the way back. You know, I don't need that. Just let me elope and stuff like that. You know, and of course her mother was feeling some type of way. We got Papa with Maisha coming to pick her up, coming to walk her home, coming to walk her to school, got her bacon, egg, and cheese and everything with a little bit of jelly on there. I said, so everybody everywhere around the country, mostly on the East Coast and the Midwest, we love bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, right? That's what I'm gathering, okay? Because, you know, y'all go up for them. We go up for them out here in Chicago. I know I fuck a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich up, okay? And I know for sure out there in New York and them, they be doing that shit too. But yeah, I was like, that was good. I really like that. That was like the cute part than the calm part of it all. But this episode was really deep. Now, what I want to happen on, I didn't see the preview for what happened on next. We're gonna come up on next week's episode, but I just want them to find the girl. I want them to find her probably in this episode, and I do not want her to be dead. Okay? And I'm ready to see stuff with Doodah. Bring Doodah character up in there. I'm ready for Doodah and Luke to wreck shop. Like, for real, for real. That's what I'm ready for. Okay? Give us one more episode with Keisha. That's it. Don't let this whole season be about finding Keisha, okay? But bring Doodah up in there and let's wreck the fuck out of this shit, alright? So y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. I hope I got everything that I remember. If not, put it down in the comments and we shall discuss. And I will see y'all later. Peace.